Hey, RawFu, Shea here, and tonight I'm with Michael Bedar, who is going to be presenting at Monday Night Live. He is the associate, or one of the associate producers for Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days, the movie. He's going to show the movie and then have an after-film discussion. I'm very excited about that. So, hi, Michael.
Hi, Shea. It's great to be here on your show.
On our couch.
About tonight. Your home is lovely. It reflects your lifestyle. I can tell that the inner beauty you've done through your lifestyle is reflecting in your home. It's great. It's really warm and nice in here.
Thank you. Thank you. So, do you want to talk a little bit about this movie for anybody on RawFu who maybe hasn't heard of it?
Sure. We chronicled 6 people with insulin-dependent diabetes. 4 were type 2, 1 was type 1, and 1 turned out to be type 1. We didn't know it at the beginning. And we chose to do this film so that we could show the power of live foods to heal. Live foods when you know what you're doing, because as the supervising doctor in the film says, live foods is jet fuel, so you have to know how to fly a jet plane. You need the training. So it wasn't just any raw foods, it was live foods knowing what you're doing. And that way, we showed that these 6 people, representing a diverse segment of America, was able to get off their medication, both hypoglycemic medication like glucophage and injection of insulin, off of it in a short amount of time, under 30 days, and by the 30 days have a normal blood sugar. And this is just a revolutionary movie. It's a concept and proof and an inspiration to the healing of, yes, a pandemic, and even more so a symptom of a larger healable situation that society is facing.
So, how did you get involved with this? Was it, you were already at Tree of Life?
I was at Tree of Life as one of the people on staff there, as a teacher and as a media outreach assistant to the director, Dr. Cousins. And they had made documentaries before, and had been eating raw food even before I got to the Tree of Life. So this was like in my 5th year of being raw, in 2005 it was my 3rd year at the Tree of Life. And I was just passionate about how we can prove to a larger segment of people what we were working on there. It was my life and our moderate number of guests' life, but how could we really show many, many more people? And film's a proven way to do that. So I just worked with the person who became the co-creator of the film, Mark. We got together and said, how can we do the opposite of Supersize Me? You know, how can we'd seen it recently, and how could we show what we know to be true and make just as powerful, if not more powerful, a film? Because it's always more powerful, but harder to get the mainstream to look at when it's, how can we get better? Yes, you can always prove and slam someone else, and even if they're deserving of being slammed, but you can always slam someone else.
Well, that's the sort of turning your head to look at roadkill.
Yeah.
I know that was horrible, but you can't help but look at a tragedy.
Right.
And then if something's going to challenge you to be a mirror for your own life and things you can do to change your own life.
Right.
So we're not saying that the raw food diet is only if you have diabetes, but you will learn through watching this video what this diet can do for you besides reversing diabetes. It's amazing, across the board changes. Well, except for one person who backed out which was very sad. Yeah,
it just shows that we didn't fudge the tape. We really showed what happens, because when you make a large change in your life, no one says it's easy emotionally. It might be simple. Just open and let go, and every day let go of the emotions that are coming up. That might be simple to say and simple in concept to remember only one thing, which is just as your old emotions that don't serve you anymore, just let it go. It's simple, but it's not easy. It takes the resources of concentration and really intense love of yourself that you may never have had before. Yeah. Loving yourself enough to heal is the essence of this movie. There's 2 essences of the movie, I think. Loving yourself enough to heal yourself and be there for others longer than you would have otherwise lived, and to heal the planet in the process through our choices that affect everything. And the other essence is clearing away doubt. People just are restraining themselves from believing that a lifestyle change can help them reach all their goals. Sure, getting off insulin and being there for their grandchildren. Furthermore, whatever goal you have, personal, economic, athletic, appearance-wise, environmentally being aligned with your ideals. These things all come if you believe that they have that effect. But when you're talking about something that you ingest, your food, the proof isn't out there. You don't see it until you experience it from your inner eye, your inner feeling of yourself. You can't even touch it because you have to touch yourself to feel it. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is actually, it's not about changes with food. It was an emotional battle that one woman had, and she came right up against herself and won. And that affected me the greatest of all of it, because I think that's, if we're aware enough, we might realize we do that ourselves day after day. And how many times do we just like give in and quit? And she won so much more than just getting better physically. So
it's a beautiful scene.
It's a beautiful.
And if you notice, she had support.
The whole cast turned into this really incredible family. You love them, you cheer for them. So we're gonna put the information, a link for Simply Raw, the movie, underneath this interview so that you can find it. Anything else you want to mention? Oh, I know. I had a question. My whole question for the video.
Okay.
I recently heard someone giving advice to a diabetic to eat high protein, and because I was there as this person's guest, the woman giving the advice, I didn't feel that I had the place to contradict her. We were at a health fair, and she was allowing me space at her table. So do you have anything to say about that? I didn't even know how to approach gently that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can speak for what I've observed, and I've observed the live food diet, which Dr. Cousins called a phase 1 diet, which is all the leafy green vegetables, all the green algae in the ocean and seeded vegetables, seeds, nuts, sprouts, and low glycemic fruits, meaning very low glycemic fruits. This diet, which is moderate in protein, plant-based protein, there's a lot of advantages to plant-based protein because you don't get the corresponding animal fat, and you get a type of protein that is complete, because you can assimilate from, say, legumes and from sprouted grains and anywhere in the same day, and you're getting your complete protein. You're also getting the kind of carbohydrates that you can really use, and the fiber. All these things are allowing the body to be at its optimal, both physiological and then genetic expression. And none of that happens with the dead cooked meat, or even any dead meat. There isn't that genetic upgrade that happens, and I mean epigenetic. Just one moment of a slightly complex but easy to explain thing. Our genes get turned on and off, and so the diabetic expression is found to be a reducing of the full expression of our genes. When they're all on properly, they're making the anti-aging genes, the anti-cancer genes are active in making those enzymes and proteins. They make them. The genes inside our nucleus make them. But when our genes are compromised through just years of dead and compromising foods, they no longer make these essential proteins and replicate the molecules we need. We turn them back on through a cleansing and diet like I just explained. So that's what I've seen. That's what medical doctors have seen that have very little economic gain to have by teaching this. There may be economic gain for other people serious economic gain for an industry to teach that
prescriptions.
That this is the way we should eat, because there is a huge amount of gain to be had in propagating that lifestyle, which has gotten us to where we are, which is great in need of healing. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that, can I reach between you?
Yeah.
That Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days is an awesome film, and it's not just for if you have diabetes. It's if you're wanting to know more about raw food or how food can affect your health in any way. But certainly a lot of us, if not ourselves, have people in our lives more and more these days with diabetes. So it's a great thing to watch, to be able to talk to them, maybe even send to them as a gift. So I just think this is an amazing film to have come out. I'm so excited that you're doing our Monday Night Live tonight, and thank you for taking the time to do this video right now.
Thank you, Shay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, world. Thank you, Steve.
Bye, RawFu.
Bye, RawFu.